Hi, I'm Alexandra from Canon Law, and we are here today to discuss students and their opportunities after they have graduated. So, are you a student, currently postgraduate student on a postgraduate program, or maybe you have completed your studies already and you're thinking, what's next? What are the next steps? So, there are some tips and tricks maybe that you can use in your future. So, one of the opportunities that a postgraduate student can use is a postgraduate work permit. So what is it? It's a one lifetime opportunity for a student who has been on a postgraduate program to stay in Canada after they have finished their studies with a work permit. So maybe you're asking yourself, what should I do? What do I need to do? What do I have to provide to the government of Canada to get this work permit? So first thing you have to do is to check whether your university, your college, so your learning provider is actually authorized to provide you with the postgraduate work permit. For these purposes, you can go online, just Google DLI list, which is the Designated Learning Institution list. The first link you're gonna see will be the Government of Canada website that will have the list of all the designated learning institutions that actually authorized to provide postgraduate students with postgraduate work permits, and also those ones that cannot do that. So after you have checked and your institution actually provides you with postgraduate work permit, what shall you do? So then you need to prove that you actually completed your program. For these purposes, your program should have been not less than 8 months. Remember, this is important. If it's less, then it's not going to work out. So you have to have been a full-time student. You can be part-time only during your last semester or your last term. And you have to provide your letter of completion, which is an official letter from your institution that will specify that you actually have already completed your program, and official transcript with your marks. And remember, these documents have to be official. So your program should have been a degree, a diploma, or a certificate. And your learning institution should have been a public postgraduate college or university or a trade school, or it could have been a Canadian private school, but the one that have an authority to provide students with degrees, for example, a master's degree or a bachelor's degree. And if you have been studying in Quebec, though, there are a couple of different rules. So if you want to check out if you're sorted for postgraduate work permit in that sense, give us a call and we can help, because they have more details for that. Just remember, one of the main points is that your time to apply for a postgraduate work permit starts as soon as you receive your final marks in your final semester. So since that time, when your final marks are released, you have 180 days to apply for postgraduate work permit. So at this time, you should always remember as well that you have to have your study permit valid at some point during that 180 days. So if you know that your study permit expires before you actually apply for postgraduate work permit, obviously if you can apply before, but if there is no other chance, you have to change your status for a visitor. So before the study permit actually expired, change your status to the visitor and then apply for postgraduate work permit. However, what happens if you missed your expiration date and now, your study permit is expired? So you have 90 days to change your status. However, unfortunately, if you miss those 90 days, you're in a bit of a trouble, because you have to leave the country and then you have to apply for a postgraduate work permit. It doesn't mean that you can't. You can apply still, but it will have to be outside Canada, so probably from your home country. Next step. So what are we doing after that? It's postgraduate work permit is usually granted for the length of your program. So if your program was around a year, so usually you would get a postgraduate work permit roughly around the same time. But if you have a very nice immigration officer, they could extend and make it even longer. So if you took, for example, 2 programs, each one was 8 months. So overall, you don't have full 2 years. But if immigration officer decides to use their discretion, they could give you the postgraduate work permit for 2 years or even more. So also, what's important? Make sure that your passport is valid. And it's not only valid for like next couple of months, it's actually valid till the end of your planned postgraduate work permit. So what happens if you submit your applications and then you think, oh my God, I have applied, but then at the end, my passport is expiring soon. So there are two options and two possibilities what can happen. So the first one is that they actually gonna give you postgraduate work permit shorter than it should have actually been from the beginning. So it's gonna be just till the end of your passport, so until the expiration date of your passport. Or second thing, if they're kind enough, they can ask you to resubmit. So provide a new passport, which is going to be longer, so they could provide you with a longer postgraduate work permit. You can apply online or on paper, whatever you prefer. Online is more probably comfortable for you because you can do it from your home. The RCC receives your application straight away. If they need any updates from you, they can just ask you through an email. It's very fast. Also, important part, when you apply, you can also do it from inside Canada and outside Canada. So if you're applying from outside Canada, you're gonna be granted postgraduate work permit together with your TRV or ETA visa, depending which country you're coming from. If you're applying from inside Canada, unfortunately, they're just gonna give you the postgraduate work permit and you will have to apply for TRV or ETA subsequently after by yourself. Important point. Often students are very interested in whether they're allowed actually to work while they're waiting for their postgraduate permit. Good news. As soon as you apply for a postgraduate permit, you are allowed to work for full-time. But you need to make sure that you have completed your studies, you've been allowed to work, which the allowance was specified on your study permit. You could check it at the bottom. If, you could have been working without a valid work permit, and your study permit was valid, and as well, you didn't work more hours that you were supposed to do. And please, please, please remember, this is a very important point. Do not work if those criteria are not met. If one of those points is not about you, please don't work, because then it's illegal, and just don't do it. You're gonna get in a lot of trouble if you do. So, and then, one last thing that I wanted to mention. What if you have family? So you have your spouse or common law partner, no problem. As soon as you receive, and you will receive, your postgraduate work permit, you can apply for the open work permit for your spouse or common law partner. Maybe you have more questions after this video. Maybe you don't have any questions, but you want some help. Anything, any difficulties, any problems, we are here to help you. Please give us a call, book in for the consultation. We will be happy to work on your file.